tidy guru Marie Kondo comes to the rescue by helping people tackle the clutter that's holding them back. Thrift stores and second-hand shops in Charlotte and beyond are seeing a surge in donations thanks to people like Jen Mickey's, who was recently inspired by a popular Netflix show to declutter parts of her house and give away unwanted stuff. Nickis, who lives with her husband and 2 dogs near Highland Creek in North Charlotte, put off purging her home for years. There's something about throwing away belongings that made her feel guilty, she said. So the stuff built up, especially in the bedroom closet. I couldn't even walk into my closet without almost breaking my ankle, Nickis said. Like millions of other Americans, Nickis started watching the show, Tidying Up, after it premiered on Netflix Jan. 1. She started taking notes from each episode, detailing how the lessons of the show starring professional tidier Marie Kondo could be applied to her own home. Last weekend, Nickis pulled everything out of the closet, clothes, shoes, hats and shoes, threw it all on the bed and went through Kondo's suggested ritual of examining each piece, and asking herself whether each item sparks joy. For those that don't, Nickis followed Kondo's suggestion of thanking each, then sending them on to their next life. Jen Mickis, a Charlotte resident, was inspired to declutter her closet recently after watching the popular Netflix show, Tidying Up. She posted about the process on her Instagram story, shown here. Nickis packed up 3 trash bags of clothes and 1 of shoes and drove the donations to the Goodwill store in Huntersville off Statesville Road. While it's hard to directly tie a surge in donations to Charlotte area second-hand stores to Kondo's show, some area nonprofits and retailers say this year's volume in donations is unusual. Alyssa and Sean Cox own 3 clothes mentor stores in the Charlotte area, in Midtown, the Arboretum and Rock Hill. The stores, which specialize in the resale of clothing, shoes and accessories, gives customers cash for pre-owned apparel. Alyssa Cox said that the average number of buys that the 3 locations have taken in has surged over 25% this year over last year. "Oh my goodness, it has been crazy here," Cox said in an email, adding that customers in Charlotte who bring in their clothes to sell have experienced longer than usual wait times for their money. The items that the Clothes Mentor stores cannot take get donated to a local non-profit called Great Things, Cox said. "We have customers every single day tell us that it is from that documentary series. We have also heard this from store owners of clothes mentors all over the country," she added. The Netflix series is about Kondo's KonMari process of organizing clients' homes, which primarily includes paring down belongings that clutter shelves, closets, living spaces and garages. The show is based off Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing, which was released in the U.S. in 2014. Buffalo Exchange, which also handles clothing and accessory resale, is experiencing a similar bump in customers at its stores nationwide as it said in 2014 when Kondo's book came out, according to the company's president and founder, Kirsten Block. "With the new year and the release of the show, we've definitely seen a lot of new faces coming in to sell their closet cleanouts and many of our sellers have been specifically mentioning Marie Kondo," Block said. Goodwill Industries of the Southern Piedmont similarly has seen a significant increase in donations, roughly 30%, for the first 2 weeks of January compared to last year, according to spokeswoman Samantha Story. "The last few days of each year typically brings a spike in donations as people try to reach the threshold for tax donations," Story said, but the donation volumes tend to drop off in January. "Interestingly, it hasn't died off," she added. "It's hard to point to a direct cause for our donation uptick, but what we do know is that we've certainly seen a buzz on social media connecting the KonMari method to Goodwill this month, and that we embrace the philosophy of reorganizing and reusing household goods," Story said in an email. Crisis Assistance Ministry posted on its Facebook page on Monday a call to action to donate for anyone recently inspired by Kondo's show. The nonprofit spokeswoman, Leanna Humphrey, said the post has reached nearly 6,000 of its followers. Humphrey called the post's response phenomenal, and probably indicative of heavier donations this time of year. The nonprofit, which gives the donations free of charge directly to families in need, is looking for new or gently used clothing, shoes, bed linens, towels, winter clothing and accessories, Humphrey said. Donation may have outlived its purpose at your home, but it still has life for somebody else, Humphrey said. The next step for Mikis, the North Charlotte resident, it is moving on to other parts of the house. I'm trying to get my husband on board. He loves getting rid of stuff, she said. The latest Zimbabwe pastor now charged with subversion amid unrest, lawyers group says. January 17, 2019, 8:31 a.m. January 17, 2019, 8:25 a.m. January 17, 2019, 8:23 a.m. January 17, 2019, 8:18 a.m. January 17, 2019, 8:08 a.m. January 17, 2019, 8:06 a.m.